Thanks for joining us. Follow us on social media and read our blog posts for more visa and immigration tips. Schengen Cultural Visa for cultural, sports, religious events, and film crews. The Schengen Cultural, Film Crew, Sports, and Religious Visa is a type of Schengen visa that permits its holder to enter the Schengen territory to participate in events related to culture, sports, or religion. It also permits members of film crews to enter the country for film shooting. This video is brought to you by IAM. We believe that travel improves and inspires you and the people around you. We help you travel by providing services which overcome barriers and frameworks that simplify and enrich your experience. We just happen to be immigration lawyers. So reach out to your IAM visa coordinator when you're ready for your adventure, or already on one, and would like some assistance. The Schengen Cultural Visa is only one of several types of Schengen visas that allow you to travel to the Schengen Area. If you need to visit the Schengen Area for other purposes, check out our Schengen Visa Types playlist. Traveling to the Schengen Area amid coronavirus travel restrictions. Because of the coronavirus pandemic affecting everyone worldwide, there are travel restrictions that prevent most people from international travel. These restrictions are updated regularly, so it is always best to check the current travel restrictions or upcoming travel restrictions of the country you wish to visit, if you will be allowed to travel. However, there are ways around these restrictions, like exemptions to the ban, such as the love contract, which many Schengen countries honor, in order to let partners reunite, as well as ways to legally bypass the ban, so that you are able to enter Europe. If you are unsure about whether you will be allowed to travel to the Schengen Area right now, feel free to book a consultation with us, and we can check for you, based on your specific circumstances. Who needs to apply for a Schengen Cultural Visa in the UK? If you are a UK citizen, remember that the rules on travel to Europe and the Schengen Area have now changed due to Brexit. If you need to travel to the Schengen Area for cultural purposes, you will need to check on what the current rules are for that country, as the different Schengen countries have their own policies. For example, France allows visa-free travel for British citizens for cultural purposes, for up to 90 days. If you're unsure if you need to apply for a Schengen visa for cultural purposes, reach out to one of our client coordinators for assistance. Non-EU nationals. Many non-EU nationals who reside in the UK are still required to get a Schengen visa to travel to the Schengen Area for the purpose of participating in events related to culture, sports, or religion. Check out our blog post for the list. You will find the link in the description box below. If you want to apply from the UK, the main requirement is that you must have a UK residence permit, valid for at least another 3 more months, beyond the date you plan to leave the Schengen Area. Before starting a visa application, or getting a flight to the Schengen Area, to participate in events related to culture, sports, or religion, make sure to check first whether you need a Schengen Cultural Visa or not. If you have a 3-month UK visa, you can extend it for 3 more months, in order to be eligible to apply for a Schengen Cultural Visa from within the UK. You must apply for an extension before your visa expires, and while you're still in the UK. Steps to applying for a cultural Schengen visa from the UK. Step 1. Know your visa type and validity. A Schengen visa is a short-stay visa that allows a person to travel to any members of the Schengen Area per stays up to 90 days, for different purposes. The short-term visa is the most popular Schengen visa. It allows its holder to visit and stay in a Schengen area for a certain period of time, depending on the visa validity. It is primarily issued for tourism, visiting family and friends, business, and other authorized purposes. It can be provided for single entry, double entry, or multiple entries, depending on the purpose of your travel. A single entry visa allows you to enter the Schengen area only once, within the given period of time, as indicated in the visa sticker stamped to your passport. Once you exit the Schengen territory, you cannot go back without getting a new visa, no matter how short the duration you spent in the Schengen area. A double entry visa allows you to enter the Schengen area twice. This can come in handy if you need to travel in and out of the Schengen area during your trip. Once you exit the Schengen territory for the second time, you can no longer go back without getting a new visa, even if you have not spent all of the days you were permitted to remain there. A multiple entry visa allows the holder to go in and out of the Schengen area multiple times, for up to 90 days at a time, at any given 180 days period. To get a multiple entry visa, the consulate will consider a few factors, which include the need or justification to travel to the Schengen country frequently, your financial status in your country of residence, whether you have adhered to leaving on time during your previous visits, and your authentic intention to leave the Schengen area after your time is up. If you are a frequent traveler to the Schengen area, you may apply to obtain a visa, valid for up to 5 years. However, you have to keep in mind that you cannot stay within the Schengen area for more than 90 days in a 180-day period of time, even if you hold a multiple entry visa for Europe, valid for up to 5 years. Step 2. Identify where to make the application and book an appointment. If you are planning to participate in events related to culture, sports, or religion in only one country of the Schengen member states, then you will have to simply apply for a cultural Schengen visa at the embassy of that country, in your home country. But if you are planning to visit more than 2 countries inside this area, it may seem puzzling which embassy you have to apply. You don't have to apply at each embassy of every country you are planning to visit. If you are planning to visit 2 or more countries during the same trip, then you have to apply at the embassy of the country where you plan to spend more time. If you are planning to spend equal time in 2 or more countries, then you have to apply at the embassy of the country where you will be landing first. Book an interview through the website of the consulate or embassy of the country you are planning to visit in your country of residence. You can book an interview 6 months before your trip at the earliest and 2 weeks before your trip at the latest. Step 3. Complete your application form. The Schengen Visa application form contains questions about you, like your full name, date and place of birth, nationality, passport number, and others. Make sure your answers are correct and that they comply with the information in the rest of the documents. Complete the form, print it twice, and sign both copies at the end. The application form is a crucial part of the application process. You need to make sure you are filling in the correct details to get the highest chance of getting your application approved. Find out more about how to complete a Schengen Visa application form in our blog post. Step 4. Prepare your documents. What documents are required when applying for a cultural Schengen visa in the UK? The difference between a Schengen Cultural Visa and other Schengen visa types lies in the requirements of the embassy or consulate where you will have to apply. There are some extra documents that you will be required to submit in order to be able to obtain a cultural visa for Europe. You will need to prepare documents like your valid passport or travel document, a valid UK residence permit, or another form of identity card, your Schengen visa application form, and others. There are also specific requirements for participants in a cultural event, for filmmaking staff, and for participants in a sports event. The requirements differ depending on your employment status. If you are a foreign student in the UK, and if you are underage, so check out the full list in our blog post. Step 5. Attend your appointment. The visa interview is a meeting between you and the consular officer or interviewer. During this interview, the consular officer will ask you several questions about you and your intended trip. You will also be submitting the required documents throughout the meeting to the interviewer. The interviewer will ask you questions about your trip, your family, work, finance, and personal matters. You should be prepared to answer these questions well. Show up at the appointment center on time. Remember that if you are late, even for a few minutes, then they will probably cancel your appointment. You will also have to get your fingerprints scanned at the consulate's office if you have never before applied for a Schengen visa. After your application is verified, your information will be entered into the consulate or embassy's online system, and you will receive a printed copy of your application. This process usually takes about 10 to 15 minutes. Once you receive the printed form, make sure to verify all the details are correct and sign the form. Underage applicants must be accompanied by their parent or legal guardian. Visa fees for UK. When applying for a Schengen Cultural Visa, there is a non-refundable, mandatory visa fee every applicant must pay. The Schengen visa costs vary, depending on the type of visa and age of the applicant, as well as some other exceptions. The Schengen visa fee can be paid in the designated consulate or embassy via cash, debit, or credit card. The fee will depend on your age, your nationality, and other factors. Check out our blog post for the chart. It's important to note that the fees are subject to change without notice and will not be reimbursed if your visa is rejected. Step 6. Receive your visa. How long can the application process take? Most applications for a Schengen Cultural Visa will be processed in around 10 working days, assuming you provide all the relevant information and there's no issue with your application. You can apply as early as 3 months before your trip, and it's advised to not apply later than 15 days before you're planning on arriving to the Schengen country of your choice. Visa application decision. If your application is approved, it will be stamped in your passport. Make sure to carefully check the visa sticker to make sure everything is correct and exactly how you need it. If your visa has been rejected, it would have been for a specific reason. You will have the right to appeal. Your visa could be rejected for any number of reasons, which include applying for the wrong visa, if it is unclear that you plan to return to the UK, or if the consulate cannot establish the purpose of your trip. You need to make sure that you submit a strong application so that you have the best chance of having it approved. Find out some tips on how to avoid a visa rejection in our blog post. What if my Schengen Cultural Visa is rejected? If you receive a negative answer in your Schengen Cultural Visa application, this does not mean you cannot ever travel to the Schengen Area for cultural purposes. You have two options. File an appeal for a Schengen Cultural Visa rejection if you believe that the decision to deny you a visa is unjust. You should have a strong basis for your complaint. You can appeal this decision by writing an appeal letter for a Schengen Cultural Visa rejection. Or you can reapply by correcting the mistakes you did in your previous application, or improve your situation to comply with the eligibility criteria for a Schengen Cultural Visa. Schengen Cultural Visa Extension. Short-stay Schengen visa extensions are allowed under a few conditions. However, you will have a very low chance to get one if you do not have a strong reason as the basis of your application. According to the Schengen visa policy, acceptable reasons to extend a Schengen short-stay visa are only the following: late entry, humanitarian reasons, force majeure, and important personal reasons. If your basis for your extension falls on any of these reasons, you may be eligible to extend your visa. Find out how to extend your Schengen visa in our Schengen visa extension video. Do you have any questions about applying for a Schengen Cultural Visa? We'd love to hear from you. Let us know in the comments below. IAM can help with your visa application to the United States, the UK, and other countries. If you need help with a US visa, a UK visa, or visa to Europe, including help with appointment booking obligations, IAM can help. For more information and advice on US immigration, UK immigration law, and US visa applications, or if you need any help or assistance, please reach out to your visa coordinator at IAM. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for more travel and visa updates.